Athing Mu's mile debut. Has she run
All
a
right.
mile before? I,
Yeah, she's run a mile before. Um, well, I'll just plagiarize what I said on This Week in Track edition. No one's run so fast while looking so bored as Athing Mu in this race. Because from the first stride, Gordon, she was ahead. And then she was lapping people. And this was not a fair fight at all. She kicked pretty well to close, but for a while she was on about 440 pace. Crept just off of that, was looking at like 445 pace, but she closed so well. It's just over distance work for her at this point. What's crazy to think about is how good she is in the quarter and she's running the mile. If you think of her not as an 800-meter runner, which I know is weird to do because obviously she won the gold medal in the 800, but she's also one of the best in the world in the quarter. And then she hops in a mile. It's just fun to think about. Like imagine Michael Norman, Michael Cherry, Stephen Gardner, Allison Felix, Shawnee Miller-Weibo running a mile. That's the fun
yeah,
part of it for me is just looking at the range. But I mean, the second place was 5:13.
yeah. Or even not even a mile. Seeing Michael Norman run an 800 would be fun, right? Because Norman's more of like a 2-4 guy as opposed to a 4
Yeah,
8 guy. But like,
yeah.
yeah, it's also interesting. Like, I don't know. Why didn't she run the other heat? Why didn't she run up against Alexa Ephraimson? Like, she's in
Ephraimson,
the
yeah,
slower of this.
I was wondering that as well too. I mean, all the women in this race have a cool story about the time they were on the track at the same time as a thing Mo. But yeah,
Yeah, it just
Ephraimson 446. I mean, that wouldn't have been close either. I mean, assuming I don't know. I don't know what the yeah. Ephraimson had no competition either. Ephraimson won by 16 seconds. So this is like a semi, and then we never got to see the final, where you have two people completely overwhelming their competition, and then they never race each other.
yeah. It is interesting whenever we see these elite athletes, like world class, obviously, um, literally number one in the world, go up against athletes who are just like it's like LeBron James playing with middle schoolers. You wouldn't see that, right?
Mhm.
That's what we're seeing. We're seeing a LeBron James talent competing against JV ninth graders. Uh, but you
No
know,
disrespect.
hey,
No disrespect to
I'm
G.
excited for what she does. Does the fact that she's running a mile means she's definitely still staying super focused on this 8, which she should because she's the Olympic champion in the 8. But I'm hoping she doesn't shy away too much from these 4s, right? Because
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
400-meter ability has the chance to just skyrocket. And if,
Yeah.
you know, I just don't want her to lose that 400-meter speed. I don't think 1 mile is going to lose your 400-meter speed, but I'm just being selfish and I want her to run a 400 and an
She
800 at the same meet. That's all I want. That's all I
she
want for Christmas.
she's done this her whole she's done this her whole career though, going back to AAU where she'd go 200 through to the 1500. So I think she's comfortable with just being versatile. She's okay with doing everything. But I'm with you. I want to see a lot of 400s this year from her because I think it'd be a lot of fun. But I don't know if this means anything in terms of her event plans. I think similarly to Coleman, just get a race in. This is a workout basically. Run even splits for 1200 meters and then kick hard and do a fast last quarter. And then you're sharpening up for your actual indoor
Here's a
campaign. I wonder if
question.
she's going to do world indoors. That's what I wonder.
Will we see from her indoor season more races over 700 meters or under 700 meters?
Indoor season?
Yeah. She already has one over the 700
I'll
mark.
say I'll
So
say over.
basically, one case 800s and miles versus 600s, 400s, and 300s.
I'll say over, but one of my predictions going into the year, I don't know if I made it on the pod, was that she'd break the American record in the quarter. That doesn't mean she's going to run the quarter at the World Championships, but I think she's going to break it outdoors, and that would be one of the things on her list to check off. But indoors just seems a little risky to run that many quarters. unless she's
Yeah.
gonna be in a race where she knows she's way out in front. It's just some stuff can go wrong in there. So I'll go over. What about you?
I think I'll go over. I think the fact that she opened her season with a mile and not a 1K or 600, I think is showing that she's kind of leaning more towards the the longer distance this indoor season as opposed to the shorter distance that she focused on, you
Mhm.
know, outdoor season of last year. But we'll see. I mean, she was supposed to run the 1K at this meet. Like she was slated to run a 1K, but she was the only
Yeah,
one in it. And I guess last minute, she's like, all right, we're not doing the 1K anymore. We're going to be
that's
doing
pretty
a
wild.
mile.
Do you think everybody scratched out of the 1K to avoid her? And then she's like, "All right, I'll just go to the mile then. You can't hide from
Maybe.
me. I went to this school."
Yeah. You got to think like what's kind of like, she's going to do world indoors, right? I guess it's not sure if that's happening. Does that suck
Wait,
that we like,
the
will
meet's
you
not
or won't
happening?
you do a world? No,
Or
like
the
if she's
Oh, her
actually going to
running
do
it.
it,
Okay. I
her
said,
running it.
are
I,
you breaking some news, Gordon, about world
no,
indoors?
no, no, I'm not breaking.
Yeah, it does suck. It sucks. And I don't like that part of the sport. I think she might do it